My name's Elizabeth, but you can call me Liz, and in today's video, we're just basically gonna do a mukbang, eating chicken, and talking about the act. So if you want to see that, keep on watching. But first, let's intro it. Also, while I was doing the mukbang, I forgot to do the intro, so you get this!
Mój dan smakał, więc chodź do tańca, gdy krok to szansa i los nam gra. Mam duszę starca, nie ubywam za nam.
Here's the food that we're gonna be eating today. Chicken, they have the hot sauce and the radishes. So let's get started. See the food though. What type of mukbang would this be if no food? I feel like it looks lopsided. But this chicken is amazing. I don't know if you can see it. It also comes with these two sauces. This hot sauce and this garlic sauce, which you can add. I'm gonna add the hot sauce, but I also have Cholula here. Oh, it does look cool. Oh my god, the camera's like so far away. I can't. Oops. There. So, as you can see, I had to move my damn table inside my room because it wasn't working outside. I think it's because all on that side of my wall, there's only windows. So yeah, but yes, we are eating chicken, which is here, and radishes and pineapple soda, and on the side I have Cholula. So we're doing one again because I've been craving chicken since I got back from America, and I'm gonna eat chicken now. I'm so excited. I haven't had chicken. Like, Korean fried chicken is amazing. I might eat first because I came back with a story that, well, it's not a story, it's more like a drama based on real life events, and I saw it and it freaked me out. So now I'm gonna tell everyone about it. But first I'm gonna eat chicken. What is your favorite food or like meat type in the world? And I don't mean that in like a sexual way. I mean that in like a, do you like chicken better, fish? Are you vegetarian, therefore you like garbanzo beans, or? So this is from the store that's literally like, my house is here, the chicken place is there. It's like this close, and the lady knows me because, like I said, chicken's my favorite, so I often go there. And she's so nice. Like, honestly, I'm gonna leave like a link down below so you can educate yourself and don't be like racist about it. It has happened in multiple occasions. Not this exact virus, but like mad cow disease in America was a thing. Just saying. I want to get over with this story so I can eat my chicken. This story left me like feeling very like, oh my god, this could happen to anyone, anywhere. I even wrote down all the information so that way I wouldn't forget. Basically, this story is about love, both motherly love and fantasy love. And I'll explain more what I mean by fantasy love later on. If you haven't seen this true crime drama series, I guess you could say, I really recommend you to see it. It is on Hulu and it's called The Act. I came back from America almost a week ago, and while I was coming here on that 15-hour flight, the final hour I had to be awake and more aware so I could go through customs. I had that like free complimentary
see a movie while you're traveling, yada yada.
I saw it and I started the first 3 episodes, right? I've had heard about it because BuzzFeed, they wrote like an article about it, and I kind of saw like the previews of it, but not really. So I saw it up until like episode 3, and then I came back home and I was like, I need to finish this. So I finished it, and I was left with this like kind of like so much mental manipulation, emotional manipulation, and all of this, and I was just like, oh my god, how can someone be able to do this? And it's apparently the mom wasn't confirmed to have this, but they speculate that she had this disorder.
And I was like, oh my god, that's terrifying.
I mean, like, look at this cheesy goodness. No, so these radishes, these little white cubes, look amazing. I mean, go amazing with the chicken. So I kind of want to start with saying this is a true crime drama that aired on Hulu, and it has 8 episodes. However, like I said, it is based on real life events. A lot of it is like, well, it's still a drama, so a lot of it is fictionalized, but like the whole story in general is real. You have your 2 main characters, which are Gypsy, who is played by Joey King, and her mom, Dee Dee, which is played by Patricia Arquette. There is another documentary that's called Mommy, Dead and Dearest, the actual story of them. Not just like a drama, but like their actual story, but because I don't have extra access to that, I couldn't watch it, but I did read a bunch of articles. I kind of want to take you to episode 6, which is where it kind of starts making sense in your mind, and you're like,
Oh, that's how someone could have done that.
the root of the problem is to everything else. And I kind of liked it how they kind of put this towards the end rather at the beginning, because I had so many questions and many of them were answered by episode 6. In episode 6, it reveals Dee Dee's trauma, which is the mom, and her trauma with her own mom, which her mom's name is also Emma. These two have a very tense relationship. It's not the best
Mother-daughter relationship that there ever was.
Dee Dee got pregnant, she gave birth to Gypsy. And like right from the start, right? She like gives birth and like wants to hold her. I don't know. Do all that. Dee Dee had many words, and Emma's like,
Oh no, it's fine, it's your first child, la 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 la.
that's the first mom. Dee Dee is worried about like, oh my god, what if she gets sick or yada yada yada, infant newborn stuff.
I gotta say, well, this is like my last one, I swear.
And then when Gypsy is about 2 or 3 years old, she's still very tiny. Her mom goes to jail for check frauds or some type of frauds, but she goes to jail and she's there for, I believe, like 18 months, roughly, give or take. And while she's there, like before she went to jail, she took her daughter to the hospital because she's like,
Oh my god, my daughter has this disease and like yada yada.
and the doctor told her, oh, it's a thing in newborns that happen. They don't have a will to live and she's a bit underweight, yada yada. And she gave her like suggestions that she should do, you know. But Dee Dee, being like the overprotective mother she is, she was like,
Oh no, you have to follow this, this, and this.
and then she went to jail and she told her mom.
You have to promise me, follow the instructions every day, yada yada yada.
So she goes to jail, she writes her daughter letters, hoping like, oh, she will see them, the mom will read them to the daughter. Doesn't happen. She comes out of jail and she's shocked because I'm guessing the mom memorized like the whole schedule her daughter has to be in. So she comes out of jail and she sees, first of all, her daughter's like not taking her nap like the schedule said, and secondly, she's running around getting dirty, playing around in the dirt, like eating hot Cheetos. Like, what? This is not what the doctor recommended. So of course she freaks out, and then like her and the mom are like, oh yada yada, like, ugh, I'm so much better at taking care of Gypsy. And Dee Dee's like, no, but she's my daughter. Gypsy gets older. Her grandmother, Emma, the mom's mom, gradually becomes more and more sick until she can't do day-to-day stuff, and she needs her daughter Dee Dee to help her. But like eventually Dee Dee's just like, fuck you to her. She neglects her, and sadly Emma passes away. But before she passed away, Dee Dee was like, oh,
I know you always try to love me. Like, oh, I know you try to be your best.
and Emma was like,
It was so hard to love you.
and then after that Dee Dee just completely neglected her, and she was like, yeah, no, bye. Gypsy falls off a trampoline because her mom startles her, and you know she wants to go on trampoline and be like a regular kid, but her mom startles her and she falls off the trampoline and she like gets some minor bumps and bruises, like nothing too serious, like anything like that. But then from them on, Dee Dee like is like, oh, I knew it, I was correct, like this poor child, everything is out to get my child. So literally after they come from that incident, she puts her in her grandmother's, like the deceased woman's wheelchair. She's like, oh, it's just for temporary. Psych. She's been in this wheelchair until like she's 23. As she grows up older and older, Dee Dee is for some reason saying like,
oh, my daughter has this.
all these diseases that like multiple times the doctors tell her, lady, we can't detect this, but they still somehow give her medicine for it. In the first episode, you start and you open and they have this new house that the Habitat for Humanity, I believe, gives them because, well, at that point, Gypsy is grown up, but her mom says she has the mind of a 7-year-old. She can't walk, she has a feeding tube, all these multiple ailments. So they moved to this new neighborhood. At first I was like, oh my god, this poor child, like she has all these diseases, she takes all this medicine. But then as like it continues, you're like, no, she don't, and she's able to walk. I was researching, and apparently many doctors as well as Gypsy herself speculate that Dee Dee suffers from factitious disorder imposed on another, or FDIA, also known as Munchausen syndrome by proxy, which is a condition where a caregiver creates the appearance of health problems in another person, and it's most common between mother-daughter, sometimes husband-wife. This condition where the caregiver is like, oh no, this other person who I'm taking care of has A, B, C, D, blah 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 wrong with them. The mom told multiple people that Gypsy had epilepsy, sleep apnea, eye issues, muscular dystrophy, chromosomal defects. Where I was reading chromosomal defects, the real life Dee Dee was like, oh, all these problems come from this chromosomal defect in Gypsy. Slowly Gypsy starts to realize, oh, maybe I'm not so sick as my mom puts me out to be. I don't need this medication, like maybe I can have a bit more freedom. Because at that point, I believe Gypsy is 19. Because she was born in 91, she is 19, but like her mom says, oh no, she's 15, she's 14, I think a lot of the chicken places give you the chicken, they give you radishes, they give you chopsticks and like little napkin things, and this one always gives me a Pepsi. And like she knows she doesn't need a wheelchair. At some point it's debunked that she doesn't have a sugar allergy, so she doesn't need her EpiPen. Slowly her like teeth start to rot. Whether it's because she doesn't eat food or because she discovers she doesn't have a sugar allergy, she suddenly starts eating all the Coke, eating all the chocolate candy. They go to this doctor because for the teeth appointment, and she's like, oh, interesting. Oh, I've never heard of a child with like so many problems. Like it happens, but probably very rare. So she starts looking into like their files. Dee Dee's like, oh, we lost all of our stuff in Hurricane Katrina. Starts phoning other doctors. Did you treat Gypsy? Oh, yeah, what was her condition? Like medication did you give her? And while she's there, Dee Dee suddenly like takes her binder of all the diseases that Gypsy has, and she like puts it on the doctor's note and slowly like takes it out like, oh, I didn't just steal doctor's notes. And she makes up her own medication. Television series, you can see that she also uses some of the medication herself, Dee Dee does, and not only Gypsy. This is something called Sleepy Baby to help her sleep better. And Gypsy's like 19, so at this time she wants a boyfriend. She wants someone to be with her other than her mom, so she starts going on online dating sites, and she makes a fake profile picture. I think it was Emma Rose. Has this like secret nightlife. When her mom goes to sleep, she buys a computer, she message boys, and at some point her mom makes her sign this document which says that even though she's a legal adult, she still needs her mom's consent. I felt like that's what really showed like the emotional manipulation that Dee Dee really had over Gypsy. I mean, yes, Gypsy knows she can walk. She's slowly discovering that it's all a lot of lies, and she finds out that her birthday is actually 1991, not 94, 93. She slowly starts revealing like, oh, these are all lies. Or the emotional manipulation was when like her mom was faking I don't know if she was faking, but she got like really sick and we were gonna be together forever, and it gives like a very emotional speech. And Gypsy is kind of, I feel, in my personal opinion, like manipulated into signing this document just because it always has been just her and her mom, and they have like this special little song that they sing every night. So it really has really only been her and her mom. She meets one guy, but then the mom comes and stops that, and she's like, no, my daughter's 14, I don't know what she told you. And then she meets the guy, which is Nick Godejohn, I believe his name is. I feel like if anyone I feel bad for, at first it was Gypsy, then it was Dee Dee. The person I feel the most bad for is Nick Godejohn. They meet through an online website and they really hit it off. Gypsy reveals, this isn't my true hair, and reveals more her symptoms. Nick also is like, oh yeah, I have two sides, with the good side and the evil side. And I think the one who really has an illness is Nick Godejohn, not Gypsy. And like even his family says, oh yeah, he has had some mental issues, I believe they said. Then she meets him, and then she wants her mom to meet him and be able to like him. They stage this thing where she wants to go see the new Cinderella movie, and he's there, and she tells him, oh, open the door and be like, no princess should open the door on her own or something like that. The mom is just really creeped out. We're the only ones in the theater, and you're this creepy guy who like, of all the seats in the room, you decide to sit right behind us. So of course she moves and keeps moving and gets really angry at him. But Nick is just like, oh yeah, your mom is in my bad list, and my bad list is not a place you want to go. Then he goes away. Gypsy's worried because I was like, oh no, did he go away forever? Is this our last meeting? Then she finds him. They go to the bathroom. They do some kinky shit. And the mom, she sees the bathroom door being occupied, so she's like, goes back. They do their kinky shit, and then he tries to open the door again. And as Gypsy rebels more and more against her mother, she starts tying her up to the bed. Of course, Gypsy's like, what the hell, mom? I am 19, why can't you let me do shit? Gypsy starts getting more and more frustrated, more and more angry, until one day she asks like Nick Godejohn, not Nick, but his other second evil side, to come and kill her mother. And Nick is just like, what the fuck, girl? But then the other side is, sure, why not? Gypsy tells him, oh, we can be together if you kill her. We're gonna live happily, have a bunch of kids. So then she slowly starts buying a knife and doing all these other stuff to get ready for the murder. And I feel that Dee Dee kind of like felt, I don't know how to say, como que presintió que la iban a matar. That murderous intent from her own daughter. And I was, oh, Dee Dee neglected her own mother, so she died. And now her own daughter, who she was, I'm gonna correct that. I'm gonna give my daughter all the love because my own mother didn't give me much love. Is also gonna kill her. Right before the murder, she tells Gypsy, I believe, please don't hurt me, or I love you, please don't hurt me. Gypsy just tells her, I love you, go to sleep, mom. And he comes, he stabs her multiple times. She's in the other room just like doing this so she can't hear her mom screams. These two do kinky shit afterwards, and they go.
Oh my gosh, she's free, woo!
Gypsy slowly realizes that life after the imprisonment of her mother isn't exactly so fairy tale as she hoped. And this is where the whole fantasy love comes in, because when she and Nick were talking, she was like,
Oh my god, my life's gonna be so perfect.
had all these visions of what her life would be. They get to the bus station and they realize Nick only bought one ticket, not two, so they have to stay afterwards in the motel. Every time she sees the cops, she panics because they still fucking have the knife with them like idiots. Like what? They finally get to his hometown. They start kind of like, not trash talking a bit bad about her mom, because the parents of Nick thought she was from like an orphanage or something. And she's like, no, my mom is the best. Slowly she realizes that they don't have any food, like her life with her mom was so much better. Slowly realizes that this fantasy love that she kind of like made up isn't gonna happen, and she even says herself like, oh, I'm waiting like for us to start living our forever life or something like that. Nick is just like, oh, we will, you know. And she's like, we need to go through this right now. And they start having like a lover's spat right in his backyard, and the mom, she'll come back inside. And she starts worrying like, my mom is still there, no one's gonna find her. And they write the Facebook posts. The friends of Dee Dee and Gypsy see all these posts. They call the police. They start investigating. The police starts investigating, where is this post from? And it goes back to the house of Nick. Police go there. Nick's parents are, what just happened? We literally, like, I think it was like the same day, same night that they picked them up. Nick's mom tells him like, oh yeah, Nick is the one who has a bit of mental issues. Nick keeps telling, oh, we're gonna be Bonnie and Clyde, we're Bonnie and Clyde. Then they go to trial. I say the sad part because I feel like Nick really was in love with Gypsy to a very nth degree. He was very in love with her, and she was just not manipulating him, but like manipulating him to kill her mother so she wouldn't have to live through that, which I mean makes sense because the mom did make Gypsy go through all these like hell basically. At the same time, I feel like she could have, I don't know, called the police, or, and again, mental manipulation motion comes into play. And then they start going through the trial. She has to call her father, Gypsy, to be able to see her medical records because she did sign that paper before. So she calls her father and she's like very angry at him because like her mom has been telling him lies. And then the father shows her, when you were 7, you and I went to like a game and you had this little flag that you treasure. And he shows her multiple pictures with her when she was older. Not only younger, but older. She totally forgot about that. They have to have separate trials. Not together, separate trials. Because her case is being abused by someone who was a trusted adult and being forced to get a feeding tube, go through like all these eye, nose, all these surgeries, get all this medication. It was like a lot of medical abuse, and he was just someone who showed up and murdered the mother. So they had different appeals, and like Nick was so confused because it's like, what? We were gonna be Bonnie and Clyde. Why are we not Bonnie and Clyde anymore? I think the ending scene is just very haunting because you see the ghost of the mom, Dee Dee, and then you see Gypsy just leaning on her head. That's the most haunting image ever. Because even in death, she can't escape her mom, or she would rather be with her mom. I don't know if she would rather be with her mom, but life was a bit easier. So the real life Gypsy was taken into custody when she was 23 years old. And on July 5th, Gypsy pleaded guilty to second-degree murder because she wasn't the one to kill the mom, but she was still there. And a lot of people kind of were like, oh, she's the one that planned the murder. And she got 10 years. And she will be available for parole at the end of 2023 when she is 32 years old. I believe Nick got life in prison without the ability of parole. It's just very crazy that someone was able to, their own daughter, like their own flesh, through this many medical stuff. I'm not a mom and I don't have a child, so I don't know if moms experience that like slight panic, like, oh my god, my newborn has like cough, which could turn into much worse for newborns. So I don't know like that panic, but I feel like it was that panic intensified like times 100 into like every single little thing that happened to Gypsy. The mom was like, oh no, she's gonna die, oh no, she needs me. And I think that's like very scary, but also very mental manipulation, emotional manipulation. Like I said, it left me feeling very like, ugh, this could happen to literally anyone. You could marry someone and they could really fuss over you, and that's not the same. That's based on a real life true story, and the real life true story went basically like very similar to the drama. Obviously some things are changed, but I really recommend you to watch the app. Please tell me what you think about it. Did it? Okay, so my camera died. Fun times. And if there is one quote that I kept seeing was that things are not always as they appear. Which is so true for this case, because at first glance it was just a mom caring for her sick daughter, but the more you saw, the more it was like, oh. I feel like after this probably many doctors were way more trying to figure out the truth for themselves, because you know when you go to a doctor's it's like, oh, any ailments, what has happened, they trust you, they take your word. Especially like if you saw her, she looks very like sickly, like you wouldn't think like, oh, these people are lying, but things are not always as they appear. If you can, I would definitely recommend you that you watch the documentary Mommy Dead and Dearest, because I feel like that would have so much more information, because like I said, I don't have a subscription. Question: if you have watched this, how did it make you feel? It just made me feel like I could be so easily manipulated. Obviously, like manipulation and what Gypsy had to go through are not the same thing. Emotional manipulation did have to go because like it was always them two together. I feel like it did have an effect. What other show do you recommend that I watch and make a mukbang? I want to start doing more mukbangs, maybe once a month or once every 2 months, and not maybe make 3 and then wait a year.
Did anyone ask for this? No, but here I am eating chicken.
Honestly, if you come to Korea, definitely check out the fried chicken. Any fried chicken place is amazing. Korean barbecue, street food, any Korean tteokbokki, the hot dogs, chicken, any other Korean street food, it's amazing. And go to cafes. Korean cafes are amazing. Yes, if you get a chance to visit Korea, I recommend those 4 things to eat. I think if you're a vegetarian or pescatarian or don't eat a lot of meat, it's gonna be hard but not difficult. Like this video, if you want more mukbangs, I want to go around fucking Gyeongju and just eat all the fried chicken.
Fried chicken competition?
Ooh. Subscribe down to my channel below. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers by the end of March. Aren't I ambitious? 50? Oh my, wow.
I feel like I need to go running after all this chicken and radishes.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at e_Gomez-Liz. Follow me on Instagram because I'll probably do like an Instagram poll for all the 50 people no, not even 50. For all the 30 people following me on my YouTube channel. Thank you for either following me. Also, thank you for like, if you have watched up until now, like, thank you so much. I know this video is probably going to be the longest I have. I'm trying to make my videos shorter. I really try. Comment, like, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel for more random shit, because that's what I'm here for, folks. Bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.